This year, the folks at CPC honored me with the first ever INCM Legacy Award. And you know, one of the initiatives and one of the things that we're trying to do here with CPC is just elevate the family. And one of the greatest things that any of us could remember is that your family is your greatest servant. And the greatest thing that any of us can do, and I do want to try to reach boys and girls for Jesus. It's been an honor to be a children's minister in my 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s, and working on the next one. But it's one of those things that over the years I realized that I had a responsibility to reach the kids that lived at my house. And building that relationship and being able to realize that if I win every child in America to Jesus, and my own girls don't know that they're a priority in my life, I've got some priorities out of place. At the same time, if you're not working on your marriage and you're not keeping your marriage strong and having that couch time, having that time with your spouse and spending that time with them, there's no way that your children are going to get the nurturement and the love that they deserve if you don't keep your marriage strong. It's important that all of us realize that, you know, whatever you did to win your spouse's affection, that's the same stuff you do to keep it. Before I got married, I called my wife and asked her out on a date. And, you know, after 34 years of marriage, I still don't assume that when I ask my wife out, she's going to say yes. And so just because we've been married, I still call my wife and ask her out on a date, to have a plan. You know, to me, if you took baths before you got married, you ought to take baths after you get married. And you ought to do those things that it takes to win their affection, to keep their affection. In the same way, it's one of the greatest things I can do for my kids is to love my spouse the way I want some old boy to love them one day. I now have 2 sons-in-law, and the great thing about it is that I am convinced that those 2 boys are as crazy about my girls as I am their mother. And it's one of those things that over the years, making sure that my marriage is strong is a key thing that will help our kids. In the same way, I think it's important that you spend time with your kids. Never let them be jealous at the time that you're spending with other people's kids. And make sure that when you go home, there's just a thin time in those early years that they have between bedtime and when you get home from work. You can work, you can check the news, you can do all those things when they go to bed. But right now, the most important thing is to let them know that Dad is never too busy. He cares about them, and what matters to them matters to you. You can be a difference maker in the life of your kids, and it starts with making up your mind to keep your marriage strong and also treat your kids special and spend that time with them. Thank you so much. God bless you.